Top-Down TC004 thermal camera review. Okay, so I've had this for a while. This is a thermal camera that I use to see how hot barrels and bolts and all the different things on firearms are getting. This is, like I said in the intro, TC004. This is on a thermal camera, not a thermal optic. By the way, if you didn't know it, thermal optics are not allowed on YouTube. So I'm not going to be going over that. So this thing's pretty awesome. You can push and hold this thing to turn it on, and then it takes just a sec to boot up. Okay, so now it's booted up. I'm just kind of pointing at the here, so you can see my finger there is nice and warm, and it'll tell you the maximum temperature, the minimum temperature, and then it'll tell you the temperature of the middle point right there, and it'll show you the whole gradient scale right here, which is pretty cool, honestly. And there's a couple different options on here. So it does have some lights, so if you're in the dark, you can kind of see what you're doing, so you can turn those off and on right there. It tells you whether they're on there right there. It tells you your battery. This one charges to the top right there. There's a USB-C, and then there's room for your micro SD card. That's where all your memory is going to be stored. Okay, it has a trigger right here. That's going to start either taking a picture, or you can push and hold, and then it'll start taking a video. So now it's recording a video. And I'm going to take this off over here and show you something hot. So I'm actually melting some lead right now. So you can see that it's all kind of fuzzy because it's hotter than it's supposed to be, and then its range. And then we're going to go into the menu, back, temperature scale. So this is what I was showing you before. So depending on how hot you're looking at, so when I was looking at the lead, I should have been in this setting. So I'm going to do that and let it change, and we'll go look back at that lead. Let's go look at this. So you can see that is cooking in there. It's nice and toasty, and you have to remember metal is really reflective, so it'll reflect a lot of the rays. So it looks like it's cooler in there because it reflects. It's like a mirror, but this thing is nice and toasty. Okay, there's a bunch of different settings in here. Yeah, measurement. Okay, so the center spot, hot spot. So I have the cold spot off. You can change the color palette to different palettes. I'll put my finger there so you can kind of see what color palette it is. I think the iron is the most modern, so it's pretty cool. You can even see, like when I touch things, you can see where my finger's been. If I put my whole hand on the table and take it off, you can see clearly where my hand is. I mean, these things are pretty cool. They'll even show you where cold spots are. Like you can see on my garage door, you can see the metal in between where the insulation is colder. You can even see all the lights. You can see how hot they are. Like you can see, wow, that light's pretty toasty up there. Anyway, so these are pretty cool, not just for firearms. They're cool for other things. Okay, it also has like a high and low alert. So if you see something that gets that's too hot, it'll turn that on. LED alert. I mean, you can even turn this on, so it'll warn you. Let's see, photo settings. You can turn on autosave, so just autosave. You can take pictures, units, so Celsius, Fahrenheit, Kelvin, distance, there's all that. Auto power off. I like to have this setting, especially my kids like to take this thing and run around the house and see what's hot, and they'll never turn it off, so it's just nice to have that. And then there's a bunch of other system settings, so device information, so that's got all your software and everything on there. Factory reset, you can format your SD card, you can change your display brightness, date and time, and then the language. So that's everything in there, and then you can hit this playback as well, and then it's just going to show you all the different things, and you can see some things that my kids have taken pictures themselves. You know, this is a picture of my treadmill after I ran on it. Anyway, all sorts of different things in here. So as far as my thoughts on this thing goes, honestly, it has been absolutely awesome for troubleshooting everything from electronics to things in my house, checking insulation, firearms. I bought it specifically for firearms, but I've used it all over for a lot of different things. The kids think it's a great little toy, and because it's a standalone unit, you know, if they drop this one, this one's pretty tough. If you're interested in seeing how hot your firearms get, I highly recommend getting something like this. And if you have something like this or have a better one that you think is better or whatever, please put in the comment section below. As always, guys, thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.